ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. The Love Boat. Everything exciting and new. How many words did I sing wrong? Maybe I don't. The Love Boat. Yes! It's a love boat. Get it together, Robert. It's a Love Boat reunion. We're here on the Roundtable. We are live, and it is a fun. What is wrong with me and this show? Did you love it? Did you love the music? I hope so. Thank you. They added sound effects, so I'm going to be more obnoxious. I'm probably more obnoxious than. Did you like that joke, everybody? Did you hear the laughing? This is trouble. I think do they work? I don't even know if the sound effects work. Hello, everybody. Yes, Darius is here. Hello. Hi, husband. He's getting his nail fixed because he worked so hard at a bank, and he got his nail caught in the safe. And he really needs to go get it fixed. So I hope his finger feels better. All aboard, Mama Lewis. What was the best guest to work with? We're going to ask them. We have some questions about what it was like to be on the boat, and were they really at sea? They were really at sea. And they have a new deal, a new podcast, and a new team. They're doing reunions, and they're working with Princess cruise ships. And they have a new Off-Broadway show, which we're going to hear all about. All the moms are here, plus lattes, plus the cat daddies, plus my mom, plus everybody is here. And everybody loves everybody. And have I lost it? I have lost it. What other sound effects do they have? And a lot of sound. They have, or when I do something great, like drop a bomb on it. Yes, DJ Bannon. Burr, 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 burr. Or what people think's going on in Detroit. It's not. Everybody, fend me. I love a sound effect. Yay! Sound of. Oh, Maurice checking in from the Lido deck. So here, listen. Oh, all aboard, Roundtable and viewers. We cruise down memory lane with Ted, Jill, and Fred. So, hi, hello, Tita and Joy, sisters. So, listen, I wasn't going to even necessarily have the show on a Thursday. I asked Mike, my friend Mike, who should we have the Love Boat reunion? And he said, are you kidding? People would love to hear from Ted, Jill, and Fred. So, we brought them here. And we have lots of great show for you to talk about. So should we get to it? What is the hot topic question? I think you're going to like it. It came to me in a dream. Not really. But it did come to me today while I was at work. Take a peek.
It's smoking.
So the question of the day is, what is your favorite TV theme song? Do you like Friends? Do you like Step by Step? Do you like Full House? Do you like Family Matters? Are you old school and like the Brady Bunch? Do you like, I don't know, maybe instrumental like I Love Lucy? They don't do theme songs like they used to. What is your favorite TV theme song? Because, when I think of the Love Boat, I instantly want to sing the Love Boat. Suddenly. Thank you. So what is your favorite TV theme song? It's a mandatory question. I need all answers. Maybe you like Law and Order and your favorite TV theme song is Dun Dun. But whatever the Love Boat or other shows theme songs, we will play them all with sound effects at the end of my show before we bring out the Love Boat folks to talk about their new Off-Broadway show called Lady Patriot. Are you ready to hear about the week? Here we go. Hit it. So this week we were busy this weekend, and we did a bunch of things. You all were very cute and funny about some of the stuff that I was saying on social media this week. Darius and I brought our nephews and Mama Lewis's grandbabies to the Lions game, and we sat up up in the suites. We were lucky enough, Detroit Lions Academy. 90 of us went to the game. The Lions donated 90 tickets to the players and their families. And while we were up in the nosebleeds, the boys were second row. Oh, yes, second row from the field. Jordan was saying that the sound of the crunching of the tackling made him happy. He never played football. Crunch, crunch. That was not my game. I'm not playing football ever. And we did have some delicious food. Thank you to the wonderful team at the team and the Lions and everybody. We had a lot of fun. So the Lions lost preseason, which just means they're going to win all the regular season games, right? And then we also went over to the Aretha. We saw Marsha Ambrosius, who is here, open for Maxwell as our last summer concert at the Aretha Concert Series. There's Maxwell. They put on a great show. We had a fun time for sure. Sister was there, and we brought Deidre there, and we want to thank everyone at the Aretha and my friend Sari, who runs the PR for the Aretha. She had us out all season long to see Kim, to see Lettucey, to see Maxwell, to see Fantasia. They treated us so well over there, and we're so grateful to have our partnership with our friends over at the Aretha. So it was a fun weekend, and then on Sunday, we took care of home duties where Darius took me to the IKEA. Now, I asked you all on social media this week, to tell me if you liked the IKEA. And the results came in that 27 people, 63% of you, including some famous people, Trinity 337 Angel Taylor said she loves it. AJ the fan and his mom said they love it. 27 of you said you enjoy the IKEA, and 16 of you said you don't. And I'm here to tell you that the 27 of you who voted yes, you like the IKEA, are wrong. IKEA is, in my opinion, where Satan would live if he was on Earth. IKEA is, we put together this TV stand shelf that's over here. The parts there's extra parts, which Darius will say is my fault. Not true. The instructions make no sense. I think they're in some foreign language. I think they might be in Scientology. I think Scientologists wrote whatever language the aliens speak in Scientology. That's what that's in. But in the defense of the IKEA, okay, hello, Alyssa. Good day. It's so nice of you to be here. I'm so happy you made it. In defense of the IKEA, we did try the meatballs. Okay, we made the meatballs, and I have to say, once we found the gravy, which is in a separate package, and once we cooked them last night, I give the gravy meatballs a pretty good score. The IKEA as a whole, this summed it up perfectly. IKEA has its own way. Job interview, please have a seat. And then that's what it looked like when we put together this cabinet. What incarnation are they doing over there at that? That is not for me. So we went to IKEA. If your relationship survives the IKEA, you will be together for a lifetime. And then the lady, look at those meatballs. The lady, while we were checking out, there were buses at the IKEA. And the lady said that the University of Michigan students were coming to buy their furniture for dorms. And she said, not knowing that Darius is a U of M alumni, like multiple times, she said, they're stupid, those U of M kids. They don't even know what they're doing. Oh my God, she did not say that. Darius is such a U of M alumni. Here's an actual picture of Darius in the end zone waving a Michigan flag. That is not him, but I just thought that was so funny. Imagine I had it. Man, I wish I had it. Oh, that made me laugh so hard. Oh, can you imagine if Darius they had a picture of him waving the flag? He might. John, hi, cousin John. How you doing? Adrian's at the drag show tonight in New York City. You know, remember when Vanjie was here? Well, we got tickets to the drag show literally like 3 hours ago, and I had sent them. Like, you ready to go? Let's go. So I put enough IKEA furniture in the last 8 years. I can do it blindfold. That's a talent, John. You might be Miss America. Latte said, not a fan of IKEA. Overwhelming. Mike says, hey. Mike, the reason we have this show is because of Mike. Mike would be a great cruise director or captain on a cruise ship. And Darius says I'm nuts, which is also very valid. So U of M students are not dumb. IKEA is not for me, but I like the meatballs. And I hate Swedish meatball. I really don't like a Swedish meatball. That could be the hot take. Do you like Swedish meatballs? No. I don't really like hot dogs either. Don't come for me, Detroit people. So it was a good week. We had a fun week. I enjoyed it, and I had a great time. And wasn't that a fun? Did you have fun with that? Thank you. I did too. I really did. This is going to be a problem because the sound effects are new and they entertain me. So here we go. Here we go. As we carry on, let's talk about our shameless plug because I'm shameless.
Because I'm shameless.
So, see, Cat Daddy say I used to go to IKEA in Brooklyn to get the $1 hot dogs when I first moved to New York City. Oh my goodness. They have the holler. And see, you can go to Costco too. They got the big drink. I don't know. I love that, Cat. See how far you've come? Darius says, John, there are no extra parts. I had to put Robert on laundry duty while I put furniture together. Yeah, I put together a nightstand, and Darius asked me why there was like 5 extra screws. And I told him they gave me extra. He found a wobbly drawer. Drawer. It doesn't matter. It's standing for now. It's up. IKEA is a very hot. People take it. They either love it or they hate it. This week here on the Roundtable, if you did not watch us last week when we had a special Detroit weekend where we had the one and only John Kung, Darius's buddy. John, before John was famous, Darius was cooking. He was cooking in Darius's kitchen, and they were hanging out, and then he became a superstar. And so John Kung was here to talk about how he has his brand new book, his viral sensation. He has over 10 million followers on different platforms. Plus, bargain block for all my HGTV super fans, Shay Hicks Whitfield, who's my buddy, who has come to us, came with us and sat next to us at the Chem concert. She was on, and then Auntie Coco, Auntie Maureen's sister, Coco, is a comedian that was started out in Detroit and became a world, a traveling comedian across the country. She's performed with everyone from D.L. Hughley to Cedric the Entertainer, but she finds home right here, and she's a residency starting at the Soundboard tonight. And did she sell out? She sold out her first night. So congrats to Auntie Coco for selling out her first night. And they just announced 2 more nights of shows over at the Motor City Casino, and we'll catch one of them. I'm super excited. And John says, I keep it far away from me when it keeps far away from me when I assemble furniture. I watched that episode and I want to try his orange soda chicken dish. That's what Mama Lewis said. She wants to try, but she wants me to cook it first. And I started school. I sure did, Mama Lewis. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. You are on it. See, you're like Darius. Get him to work. Right back to work. And it's been wonderful. I can't wait to share my school year with you in a minute. Special shout out to all my teacher friends in a minute coming up. So this week, tomorrow, for all my friends, if you love Operation Mincemeat, for my Broadway fans, from the UK West End over to Broadway, and with the incredible Tony-winning Jack Malone. Jack Malone is here tomorrow on Broadway World, and his understudy, for the first time, Operation Mincemeat is giving a principal and the understudy. And for the first time on the Roundtable, Tony winner and his understudy talk about how they work together to put on a Broadway show. So tomorrow you can find all that information at my Instagram page, which is Robert M. Bannon, or go to robertbannon.com. And every day on the Broadway Podcast Network, you can hear us on Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, etc. We're everywhere and everywhere. I'm just going to be everywhere. I'm back at it. We jumped literally this week, exhausted, day 4, jumped right into the deep end with it all. So big shows coming up on the Roundtable next week. You know, this show makes no sense because this week we have the Love Boat, right? And last week we had a drag queen. So we have a drag queen last week, the Love Boat. We have coming up in September, Donald Lawrence, who is a gospel superstar. We have coming up Dylan McIlvaney, who's the trans Instagram superstar. That was supposed to be last week, but she had to push back a week. And then next week, to fill in the spot that Dylan was supposed to be in, as a throwback for all my R&B heads out here, Adina Howard. Like that Adina Howard, she's out of being in hiding. She has not been out in the public eye for a couple of years. She's changed her life. She has new music. She has a whole new outlook on life. And she reached out to be on the Roundtable. And I was like, Adina Howard, like, I'm gonna be a freak in the morning light till the back dawn. So what does Adina have to say about finding yoga and finding spirituality and finding her way from that song to her new life and what happened? Adina Howard is here next week. So it could be gospel. See, Cat Daddy's no freak. Like, what is Adina Howard doing with her life? What is she doing now? Well, she's going to tell us next week. So from gospel to Broadway to drag to TV shows, this show makes no sense. And that's why I love it. We'll see you next week. So don't go anywhere for a fact. And now it's time for my favorite thing, which thankfully you guys reminded me by telling me I started school, and I do have information about that, and that's what my favorite thing is this year.
You get a car! You get a car! You get a car! You get a car!
It says 2024 on there still, and it's August, so I have really not changed that for people who pay attention. I know it's there. I want to give the biggest shout out to my administration, my teachers, and the 550 students at Detroit Lions Academy that started school this week. Everybody in the South and the Midwest that have started school this week, happy school week. And everybody in the East Coast that's going to start school on Tuesday after Labor Day, happy new school year. To my teachers particularly, you give your heart and soul. You don't make enough money. You give more hours than they say. People tease us about the summers off and the days we work, but when we're in that classroom with the future of America and the next generation, we are giving our heart and soul, our money and our time. It is not a job you do to be rich. It's a job you do because you love it and you want to make change. And everybody, there's a special place in heaven for teachers. And I'm so proud to be an educator and be a part of it. And I love being here in Detroit and DPS, working with the Detroit Lions Academy. And I wish you all the absolute best school year. Darius did get my outfit together. He did get my outfit together. It's become a tradition. He took a picture of me in front of the fireplace in our house that I did not like. So I took a selfie myself. And I was out and about and off to school. So happy school year. Christine says, just wait till 2026 at this point to change the year. You got a good point. Happy new school year. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank a teacher. If someone in your life is a teacher, I'm sure a friend, an aunt, an uncle, a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, somebody in your life is a teacher. So make sure you thank them and welcome them back to school. A lot of teachers have a lot of anxiety when they come back to school. And look at this. You can get Peacock TV Premium for $2.99 a month with your teacher discount. For real? I love that. That's amazing. We got to check that out. Look, watch The Housewives. The rumor is New Jersey's going to start filming again. That's what Adrian told me. So that's a good deal. So shout out to all my teachers. Happy school year. It's going to be the best one yet. The assistant superintendent came to the school. She said, Bannon, what do you think the school year is going to be? Best is yet to come. Best is yet to come. Always. We do need all the discounts. Send the discounts, please. Send them on in. All the teacher discounts. I hope I got a free soda, something. Everything. Speaking of school, speaking of Detroit, speaking of all of that, here's my Detroit moment.
You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. What up, though?
Big shout out to Big Gretch, the leader of the state. Gretchen Whitmer is the governor of the state, and it was her birthday yesterday. So I was thinking about what I could say about Detroit, and what better to say about Detroit than happy Big Gretch birthday, girl. There is Darius, myself, and the governor and Lieutenant Governor Gilchrist out on Woodward or off of Woodward, maybe a block from Woodward, downtown Detroit. Gretch has become a national superstar. We were so honored to have her on the show this year, and we look forward to the future she's done of being in office this January. And I know she's got big future ahead of her. God knows what she's going to do. Maybe she'll be president or vice president or something amazing, because anything's better than what we got right now. And she's a beast and a superstar, and we're so excited to have her as the governor of the great state of Michigan. Happy birthday, Gretch. And I heard from her team. I reached out to her team this week when I was at work. I really want her to come to our school before she's done. Like, I really, really want her to. I'm putting it in the universe, putting it out there, that maybe she can swing by and see our kids, because we are the only alternative high school, middle school in Detroit. We're the only partnership school in Detroit. We're public school partner with the Lions. And come here, baby. Come here. You want some? You showed up at the pre-show. She showed up on the pre-show. She was high. And her daddy's at the nail salon. So she's a little, see, Diamond Girl. Look, your daddy's watching. He's right in here. You see him? He's probably saying, "Hi, Duder." So I hope she can swing by and spend a few minutes and see the amazing things that the teachers and admin are doing over there at DLA. All right. So lastly, this is a moment. If Mike's watching, he's going to die. He's going to love this. Sisters, if you're watching, Mama Lewis, everyone, look at this. Hey, friend, hey.
I'll be there for you. How you doing?
Cat daddies are going to love this, everything. So I saw on Instagram, and the Love Boat's coming. I saw on Instagram this week that Faith Evans, like Biggie's wife and the mother of Biggie Jr. and platinum superstar Faith Evans, and all of her hits and all of her music. And she, did big hits. She sang with Whitney and Kelly Price and all of this. Faith Evans has got a charity organization about autism. Her son is autistic, and she's been very public and open about it. And she's been doing this charitable organization. And she posted on Instagram that she is going to be in Newark, New Jersey for a special event. Our friend to our show, MC Light, is the host. And Mike Epps, speaking of Detroit, he's from Detroit, is going to be there. And Little C's is going to be there. And Avery Wilson is going to be there. Freeway is going to be there. A couple other singers that I can't think of are going to be there. And Faith is going to be there, right? The mayor of Newark is going to be there. It's a big event, September 27th. It's their inaugural gala. And it's called Writer's Room. And if you want information, writersroom.org. So I emailed them thinking I would send somebody over to the, go run the red carpet. Maybe we'll go to be in New York. Maybe Faith will come on our show. So I emailed their info line, just regular schmegular. And Faith Evans listened to me. Faith. This is Faith. I love this album. I had this album. It was a vibe in a time in the 90s when you could wear a fur coat. And now I would not, but back then you would. So Faith emails me and says, "Hi, Robert. I hope you're doing great. Congratulations on all your great work. I was forwarded your email and I appreciate you reaching out. We have a PR consultant for the gala, so I will forward this to her as she's handling the media coverage and seating. Looking forward to meeting you. Regards, Faith Evans." So I say, Faith Evans did not email Robert Bannon. She did not email me. But, okay, listen. So Faith Evans emails me and I don't believe it. And then a little bit after that, let me see if I find it. I sent it to my sister Renee because I couldn't believe it. A little bit after that, I get this. Come on, open up. If you see, the real Faith Evans started following me. Faith Evans. It was really Faith Evans. So then I shoot my shot. I send an email back and I say, "Hey, Faith, I'm so honored. I love you. Blah, 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 blah." So, what? Oh my God, I'll Never Let You Go is in our couples playlists. Cat Daddies. Darius, and he put it in there for me. So, see, he loves her so much. Stop it right. See, I'm telling you. So I said, "Will you come on our show and promote it?" And she said that her son, she doesn't have full-time childcare. And her son, and she said, "Please promote the show." So she doesn't have her son, and her family is taking priority right now. They're trying to adjust to the new school year. So she's not going to be able to come on before the gala, but she will come on in the future, and she's watching and following. So if Faith Evans ever happens to see any of this, we love you. She is R&B royalty. She is literally platinum selling superstar Faith Evans. So, hey, friend, hey. What in the bejesus is going on around here? I almost fell off my chair. Like literally fell off my chair. So if you are in New Jersey or in Newark, or you want to share information, follow Faith Evans, the real Faith Evans, find out information about Writer's Room. And if autism affects your life or people affect your life, then make sure that you are promoting and sharing about it. People still have a stigma about autism. They think that some people don't think it's real. Some people don't think it's a behavior issue. Some people mock and make fun of people who are out in public. The spectrum is very wide. As somebody who has I'm not trying to be all snooty, but a master's degree in educational leadership that studied special education, we really need to focus on keep going and making sure that we continue to end the stigma that is autism. See, Mike says that's sweet. Can't stop. Well, I didn't say did he, Mike. I was trying to, I kind of. But Mike just went right into the mess. See, that's why he's my friend. See, hi, Aunt Fran. How are you? I see Aunt Fran is here too, and my grandmother's here. Hi, Grandma Verge. Mwah. So, what's your answers to the theme song questions? They're good. And now you're gonna make me want to sing. You know, last week I asked this question in the pre-show, and I sang my TV theme song medley, which you can listen to on Spotify. If you follow my music, it's on my album called Rewind, and it is. See, this is why he's my friend, because he's a shady lady. I slid that in with the baby oil. Well, it was fun being friends with Faith while it lasted. What are your answers? What are your answers to our question? See, Christine says her main job is working with an adult girl for 19 years with autism. So that's amazing, Christine. That is a special place in heaven for you too. It's really hard work. It's really hard, fulfilling, wonderful work. So thank you for what you do. Answers to our questions before we get on the Love Boat. My husband said, cheers. Oh, I love it. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Wouldn't you like to be away? I'm not going to know the words or anything. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Boom, 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 boom. And they're always let you gay. That is a bop. That is a bop. That is a good bop. Mama Lewis says, the Love Boat. And who's the band? Shaft. Ba-da-da-da-da. What is the good times? I was going to say, what is the good times? I love this question. I couldn't think of good times until I said it. And then it just came on. It came. Of course, the Cat Daddies. King of Queens has a theme song. I've never really watched it. And Hannah Montana has a theme song. Hannah Montana. I don't know that. I'm too old. But Full House is Days Go By. No, that's Family Matters. Different love of the family. Boom, 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 boom. That's Family Matters. Full House theme song is everywhere you look, everywhere there's a place, somebody who needs me when you're lost out there and you're all alone. That's a good. Oh, Fresh Prince in West Philadelphia, born and raised in the playground. That's yes, of course. Boom, 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 boom. Thank you for being a friend. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Travel down the road and back again. Boom, boom, boom. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Everybody, bum, bum, bum. If you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the big. Okay. All right. Christine says, I know you were singing. I'm sorry. Alice, I don't know the theme song, but I love Linda Lavin so much. I love Love Boat for you. And Family Ties. Oh, Family Ties. I'm going to Google it because I want to cheat because I know it when I see it. Don't yell at me. I know some of you know it already. Family Ties. I sang it. To Denise Williams. It's Johnny Mathis and you know, what would we do, baby, without love? What would we do, baby, without love? I sang the wrong words with Denise Williams. Look that up, an old school interview. That's when we had the Chippendales men, Ken Page, and Denise Williams on the show. Oh, Marie gives Batman, and she gives Gilligan's Island. I was going to sing Fresh Prince. I love Marie. I miss Marie. Gilligan's Island is on a 3-hour tour, and Hawaii 5-0. I'm having too much fun tonight. I need to go take a nap. Dallas is you know, the big theme, you know, the Dallas, that's not how it goes, but I love Dallas so much. That is a fun one. Oh, Cat Daddy say they love Hawaii 5-0. And Mike gives Golden Girls and Full House, and then he gives a Who's the Boss? He's Italian from New York. He might be Tony. All right, so Who's the Boss is, let me think. The Who's the Boss theme song is a good one. And I got to look it up because I don't remember it off the top of my head, and he's probably singing it right now. So, there's a more to life than a life, Days go by, lost a time or two. Ba, 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 na, 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 do. Right, that's it. Right. Nights are long, but to a brand new life, brand new life, brand new life around the bend. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes. Oh, we got more. Latte says, dun dun, bum 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 bum, dun dun, bum bum. In the criminal justice unit, SVU, blah blah blah. Good one. Schitt's Creek. Oh, that's a fun little song. I love Schitt's Creek and Brady Bunch. Here's a story of a lovely lady, and that's a good one. I love it. Are you still watching this show? What is wrong with you? Oh, whatever happened to Predicted? Of course, King of Queens has a theme song. Well, I was busy working all my life. I couldn't sit around watching TV. I couldn't sit around, Darius. Everyone knows your name. Yes, that's what I love it. Hi, Anne. Thanks for being here and love it. If you love this show, something is mentally wrong with you. But I don't mean that in a offensive way, because this show is unhinged tonight. I'm having way too much fun. The Tonight Show. That's a great one. I think Paul Anka wrote it. The Moonlighting theme song. Okay. Living Single, California Dreams. We had those people on. Oh. That's Mike Melfa, who's here. Worked with one of the guys from California Dreams. Worked in his dad owned a fish store, not that sold dead fish, like aquarium fish, and worked there. And Mike knows them. So how about that? See, Mike says California Dreams. OMG. See, Mike knows Cat Daddies, them. Anyway, I loved this. I love you for playing along with me. And if you're looking for the Lady Patriots, it was my first day of work. It was my lunch break. I had to find an empty classroom at Cass Technical High School. I did not do this while I got paid. I did this on my hour lunch break. I fit it in perfectly. I was sweating because I had to run in there. I ran into an empty room. I was hoping there was an empty room. And who was waiting for me on time, like the old pros that they are? Ted, Jill, and Fred. And you are going to love them. They are a mess. They don't let me speak. They speak over each other. They tease each other. They are a trip, and you could tell they love each other. The Roundtable debut, what are you, shutting the lights off? I was going to say, what the heck? I felt like I just got, I felt like I got cut off. Why don't you like my show? Is this sound like a boat to you? Is this a boat? I guess it's a train. Well, that's the closest thing we've got. Ladies and gentlemen, Ted, Jill, Fred, they're here. The Love Boat reunion you've been waiting for. Well, for over 9 seasons, our next guests have literally took over the hearts of the world. The world. No one will ever look at a boat, a cruise, ever the same, ever. They have changed television, they changed pop culture, and now they're changing the landscape here in New York City. Ted has written a brand new show. He has his good old friends up on stage, and it's going to be something that's very, very special, and I'm so excited. Very rarely do my parents get excited about the amazing people that are on my show, but they sure are excited about this one. Ladies and gentlemen, Ted, Jill, Fred, welcome to the show. I didn't sing the song, but I really wanted to so bad.
Well, thank you,
Robert.
Robert. So I admire your discretion.
Well, I'm sure, Fred, that people see you and have sung it to you in every elevator, coffee shop, hotel lobby, airplane in the entire world. Ted, congratulations. This was my joke. If you want to see how many plays Ted has written, here's an actual picture.
Good joke.
Ted,
Good
how many
joke,
shows have you written?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to impress my wife. That was the whole deal. When I met my wife, I had written 3 plays, And so I'm trying to impress her. So every time I get a good idea, I say, I got a play. And
most of us don't have to work that hard to impress our spouses, but
yeah.
Some goo.
Well, I don't want her to go. I'm trying to keep her here,
So
and
Jill, go ahead, Ted, please.
No. That's all.
So, Jill, how does something come? You have seen Ted and Fred often. I know you guys do a lot of events, do a lot of work together, do shows together, etc. What did you feel like when Ted calls you up or sends you a message and says, "Hey, I have another. I wrote a show."
Well, I knew the show because I've actually seen it as an audience member. And when he called and said he wanted to do it, I was obviously thrilled because, unfortunately for the three of us, nobody else in the industry will work with any three of us. So we have to create our opportunities as they come. No, but I was so excited because we had all done a play together year ago in Dexter, Michigan, and we did I'm Not Rappaport together, and it was wonderful, and we had a ball, and we've always had a ball working together. So we always say we have a shorthand working together, and to be able to be in a room on stage in a situation where you have complete and utter trust for your other actors and director and writer is really rare. But that's the situation we find ourselves in with Lady Patriot. So I couldn't have been more thrilled when he asked, and I couldn't be more thrilled that tomorrow morning I'll be getting on a plane and going to New York to do the play.
Fred, you are no stranger to doing a lot of stage work. You've done a lot of theater and a lot of shows. So what can you say about Ted's piece and why it was so necessary to say yes to take on this project?
Well, I always welcome the opportunity to bail my old friend out. I saw the show. Ted brought this show to Charlotte a few years ago, and Ted
Winston-Salem.
No, this was.
Oh no, Charlotte! I did a reading. That's right. I'm sorry.
I know his record better than he does. So pay no attention to him and
I stand corrected, or I sit corrected.
Robert, welcome to my world.
My distinguished colleague, who will refer to himself as a footnote historian, writes plays about American history and writes plays about Shakespeare, and I've seen, I guess, 3 or 4 of them. I've never been in one, so this was my first opportunity. And as Jill alluded to, we are now becoming something of a theater company on the march, because we've done I'm Not Rappaport together. Ted and I have done Inherit the Wind, which he directed and I was in, and he also directed me in my one-man show, Give 'Em Hell Harry. So it's somewhat unusual, I guess, Robert. There are casts of shows that are tight, but I don't think there's any ensemble that it is as cohesive as this one. So, I mean, he had only to ask, and we said yes to this when he finally got a shot to bring this show to New York. So I'm on a plane Sunday, Jill's on a plane Saturday, and we start rehearsals on Monday. And we'll probably quit on Tuesday, but
Well, he's leaving out the rewrites that he wanted, and
yes, I did insist on some rewrites.
I couldn't give him more money, but I could give him the rewrites.
Yeah.
So that's how we worked it.
Ted, are you saying
He doesn't know it yet, but he will give me more money
and more lines, more rewrites, and money?
Well,
So
actually, I did the rewrites that I gave him were for another character act, quite honestly. So anyway.
Yeah. No, the great thing about the three of us, because Jill had questions and I did a little tweaking for Jill, but I trust them, so when they say, hey, I want to run this by you, I'm not like mad or defensive or anything. What do you got? What is it? Where do we have to go? And they're really wonderful suggestions. And so I take it to heart. So I'm not saying, well, I have to be the only. No, these are my friends and they're looking out for the best interests of the show. So that's where we go from. We go from there. And then I implemented both, because both Jill and Fred are diligent. They're diligent about their craft.
Yes. So Ted,
You know, I was going to
go
say,
ahead.
Robert, that the thing that the core thing for us is that we love Ted. We will do anything we can to support him and to help create, a moment of entertainment, a project that best showcases his brilliant work. So I think there's a trust from him on our side, and there's a trust from us on his side as our director, because he really is an actor's director. So I think that shorthand is, alleviates a lot of stuff, which is why when we do get together, we can be productive and really make use of the short time that we have together to put a production up.
Well,
And
it's amazing.
I would just add
Yes,
to
Fred.
that as of today, the three of us have a brand new project that we have just sold to Princess Cruises. My son, who's the producer of this particular endeavor, called me this morning at 6:30 and said, "Hey, Dad, guess what? We just sold our Love Boat podcast to Princess Cruises. So we're going to be producing an interview program with Ted, Jill, and myself, talking to some of the great old stars of the show, and putting this. It'll be sponsored by Princess Cruises, but it will be on obviously podcast networks everywhere."
So, well, I'm so happy that you could spend time with me to learn how to do it. No, I'm kidding. So,
Yeah.
I'm so excited. The work that you all do with Princess Cruises, and also there's a cruise coming up where they will be there with so many other stars of Love Boat, like Charo and all of the legends of the show. But before that, everybody in New York and coming to New York and visiting New York while we're talking about it needs to go get tickets to Lady Patriot. And it's going to be September 6th to the 20th at Theater Row, which is one of my favorite places to see a show because there's not a bad seat in the house. The tickets are way less than they're going to be if you're going to see other shows in New York City. They made it very affordable for everybody to be able to afford a ticket. And it's from September 6th to the 20th. And all you have to do to get a ticket is go on over to theaterrow.org. So, Ted, what is this show about?
This is a Civil War story, and it features three women.
True story.
True story. True story. Three women who are patriots, and they're patriots in their own way. So we have Varina Davis, who was the first lady of the Confederacy, Elizabeth Van Lew, who Jill is playing, who was a Southern lady that did not want to secede from the Union. And she had freed one of her slaves, educated her, and when the war broke out, she asked her friend, who was now a friend, Mary Bowser, to come back and help her during the war. And that role is being played by Christy Farris, and she originated the role. So they're all my friends. The beauty of this is you're going to find some entertainment and you're going to be educated on stuff that they don't necessarily tell you in the history books about what was going on in the Civil War.
Yes, that's so exciting. It's so timely. People need to check it out and get a taste of the history. So, Jill, your background, you were like a baby, and thrust into this spotlight. You are a singer, a dancer. You've toured with some of the greatest performers of all time. What's it like the greatest, like Sammy Davis Jr. greatest? So what's it and what's it like to get back on stage? Also, folks listening, I don't know if you know this, but this is Jill. I mean, that's Jill. Jill,
that's me without makeup.
Rose, like that legendary scene.
There is only one river. That's the one. Yeah.
Sings. So, Jill, how do you feel being on stage and returning to the root, like acting roots, to get the script and do this night after night?
It's my favorite place to be. There is nothing I like better than theater. The whole process of it. My favorite process of theater has always been the rehearsal process, because it's like an Easter egg hunt. That's my favorite. But to have that immediate feedback from the audience and the energy from the audience to understand how your choices are working, for me is wonderful. And it's such a blessing to be able to do it over, to see, I found this, whereas if you're in television or film, you get a couple of chances to do it over, but you don't get to go home, sleep on it, think about it, come back the next day and try something different, see if it works, get the immediate response as to whether or not it does, and then decide to keep it or move on. There's something about that. There's also something about live theater where you are really listening more than you're doing anything else with the audience's help. Lots of times in film and television, it's you are almost in your own bubble within yourself and take that moment to concentrate and to get into character. But in theater, you've got, half hour, you've got opening, you've got this whole through line of time to really spend in the character. And I relish that. So for me, I'm super excited to be back.
I'm excited for it. Fred, you've done a lot of theater. You've done, we showed the picture. You did do this one, man. You did this show all over the country for years. Give 'em Hell, Harry. And then you're also a very political, active person. I mean, this whole been a career of yours in and of itself. So what's it mean to tell a story like this? You get to kind of combine some history and combine some art and entertainment and do it right there in New York City.
Well, I have really the smallest part in the show. I'm playing a guy named Slidell, who is a journalist, a reporter. And unlike every other character in the show, my character is not based on a real figure. However, when I was talking to Ted about the role, I said, look, there are two guys that were pretty well-known reporters for the New York Tribune, which was Horace Greeley's paper and the most prominent paper in the United States back in the 1860s. These two guys were both Civil War reporters, and they were both captured and incarcerated for years during the war and had the experience of living as a prisoner in the Confederacy and seeing the devastation of the war. And what fascinated me about the role was how you survive when you've been through that experience. I can only think that people who have been in Iraq and Afghanistan know that experience. But that's the reality for me, is these two guys. One was named Albert Richardson, the other was named Junius Brown, and they managed to survive the Civil War. One of them died very quickly afterwards, shot by his wife's lover, but that's another story. But the whole devastation of the war and what it did to the country and what it did to the spirit of the country is very important in this show, and a tale always worth telling. So that to me is interesting in a historical context.
Well, it's going to be exciting. So Ted, for you, when did the decision come that you are a prolific actor that has been on many credits? All of you have many. You can go to IMDb and read all the credits and all the TV shows and all of the appearances. And Ted, at some point you made the decision, I want to direct and I want to be a writer. What led you to that decision? Besides impressing your wife?
Well, first of all, I was around Fred Grandy and Bernie Coppell. And the first year of the show, I was sort of given short shrift as a character on the show. And Bernie and Fred noticed that. And so they went to the producers and said, hey, look, I did this and Bernie's done that. We'd like to write a story for Ted. And so I watched Bernie and Fred create the story. And I said, wow, that's, and I thought a little bit about writing, and I had done a little writing, but then I was inspired by their commitment to the show and to my participation in the show. I had gone to the American Film Institute and studied directing. So the thing that I wanted to do was to take this opportunity that I had with Love Boat and turn it into a place where I could do that. Now, during this time, I also was connected to a Black theater in Los Angeles called the Inner City Cultural Center. So I was directing plays down at Inner City, and then I started writing plays at Inner City for the community there. And this is just carried over. I have to tell you that we had two writers, Art Bear and Ben Jolson, who gave me some great tips as a writer. And I took those with me into the theater. So I'm very beholden to those two gentlemen as a writer. And then I had some Love Boat directors, Roger DeShoney and a couple of other people that, you know, took the time to lay some information on me. And so then I translated that into my theater work. And that's how we end up today, is that I've been directing the whole time and I've been writing the whole time since Love Boat went down. And
he's also not mentioning that he is a graduate of RADA, the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts.
yes, that's true.
And you have to be recommended. And it was a certain Redgrave of the Redgrave family who recommended him. So he's got quite the pedigree.
Yes.
I would lead with that, Ted. That would just be, I would,
Right?
Thank you, Robert. Next time I will.
I'm Ted Lange. I am of Love Boat and of the Lingrave Royal Academy of Arts. Ted.
Yeah. She's the one
Lange.
that talked me into going. I didn't want to go. And Lynn Redgrave, well, listen, if you're serious about this, you've got to go there. And then she wrote me a letter to help with my admittance to the Royal Academy. And she was a sweetheart. I was directing her on an episode of The Love Boat. And she, we were quoting Shakespeare with each other, and she recognized.
I just add that he did this during one of our hiatuses, and when he came back, he was absolutely insufferable.
Listen,
Jill,
I wait. I have to tell you this.
please.
Fred Grandy went to Harvard. You want to talk about insufferable? And
okay.
the only way I could get him is I would start talking about Shakespeare. You know what this guy did? He went to Michael Kahn in Washington, D.C. and studied Shakespeare. So then when I would lead the conversation in Shakespeare, he had read the stuff. I said, oh, man, this guy here.
He literally, don't you have like a master's in fine arts specializing in
I
Shakespeare?
This was the program that Ted's talking about. I went to Michael Kahn's, what they called the Academy of Classical Acting, which was the Washington Shakespeare Theater's MFA program, which was run through George Washington University. And I got my degree there, and it was almost all Shakespeare. So Ted and I argue back and forth as to whether Shakespeare wrote plays or the Duke of Oxford, and it's an ongoing battle, but it obviously
the Earl of Oxford.
And then I just cook for the two of them. That's my contribution.
Jill,
she keeps us strong.
Yes.
And
sorry, Robert, you'll never get a word in edgewise.
Yeah.
Jill has studied English literature over in England as well. She is also.
Yes, I have.
So you all are. I feel like hold on.
God,
I have
we're
a
gonna
master's in English.
we're going to do this for the rest of our
Emphysema.
lives.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Jill, the people want, I know while we're watching this, I want people to get their tickets. Go to theaterrow.org and get your tickets. You only have a couple of chances to see the show. It's got a beautiful, good run, and I need you to go get your tickets while we're talking and having the best time. Let's see Lady Patriot. Jill, you were thrust. I know people want to hear a little bit about, and I know you all have talked about it ad nauseum, so I appreciate you all very much for your time. You were thrust into this juggernaut at 11 years old, like a very young age. How do you look back now and see the experience and how it shaped you and your career? And how do you surmise what the process of Love Boat was like?
Well, but I wasn't thrust. I burst because my mother did not want me to do any of this. I started, actually, I was discovered by Aaron Spelling at an audition for the National Touring Company of Annie. And Michael Chernin was there. All of the guys were there. And I got cast in both. So I chose to do television. And at the time, I was so young that I really didn't understand the magnitude of what Love Boat was, or really what was being on television was, because I had no real perspective being, 9 years old and 11 years old and all of that. So for me, this was just fun. This was just an opportunity to go hang out with these people that were on this show that I thought was really fun. Thank God, because I think as an adult, I did an episode of Dick Van Dyke's Diagnosis Murder. But at that point, I was an adult and I had a child, and all we did was watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang and Mary Poppins and the like. And so when I actually worked with him, I was so starstruck that it almost paralyzed me. So it's a good thing that I was able to start so young to work with the legends who I appreciated and loved at that time, but didn't have the perspective that I had as an adult. So
let me just add one thing to that, Robert, because
Please.
obviously we knew Jill as a kid, and then we left the show, and we did not really follow her career such as it was, or her life. But when Ted and I were getting ready to do I'm Not Rappaport, I said, hey, what about asking Jill to play my daughter? Now, and this is no surprise to her, this was something of a risk. We'd never seen her act as an adult. And
ain't nobody ever come to my place.
Well, that's right. That's right. I had to detail my car and stuff like that. But so we hired her, and she was gorgeous in this role. Made you cry every night. She played my daughter, and her husband, Jeff, had never seen her act as an adult. So, I mean, that just tells you the commitment that she has to the craft.
But she has chops. We knew she had chops.
Well, we did. We hoped she did, but you know how many child actors burn out. I mean, come on,
come on now. And then she
came
through.
It was gold. It was absolute gold. And so now we're doing all this other stuff.
So
Fred,
if you come see this play, you're not gonna see Gopher in a Southern Civil War play. You're gonna see the character. You're not gonna see Jill, Vicki in a Southern play. You're gonna see the character. And that's the beauty of this. Is I remember we did this Rappaport, we got standing ovations from the audience, and they were just enthralled by the performances they witnessed.
But having said that, the only reason they came to see the show is because they said, oh, Gopher and Isaac and Vicki are in the show. So, if that gets people into the tent, I mean, quite honestly, Robert, that's how I won my congressional election. I mean, you got to get people into the tent. And if you can get them into the tent, you can change their minds, which hopefully we have done a time or two. But you can never underestimate the power of television celebrity, which has been essentially a goldmine for all of us.
Well, people are going to show up and show out in New York City to see you. Do you understand, Ted, what it's been like when you guys meet a lot of people, you do a lot of events, Princess Cruise Lines events, the podcast coming up, Jill's an ambassador for it and has done commercials, and all of you have done work for all cruise. You can't find a boat that doesn't want one of you all to be on it. So Ted, do you understand, though, aside from all the fun and the jokes and all, that the 100+ episodes you did really means so much to people? It was a time in their life that they grew up, and that you were a place of comfort, and you gave a lot of joy to millions of people every week.
Well, it's a double-edged sword, because at the time we were a populist show, but the critics then didn't care for us. So we've had to deal with that throughout our careers. Eventually drove poor Fred Grandy into politics. Anyway, so, I do understand. And that's part of the reason that I direct, and it's part of the reason why I write plays, because if you come and see this, I've printed the bibliography that I used to tell the story, because some of the information is you're going to have a bone to pick. You can say, I don't believe that's true. Well, I got the bibliography to show you where I got the information. and that's a good thing, because they can't believe that the bartender could be that bright, or that the purser, or that the daughter, you know what I'm saying? So we're fighting. It's a double-edged sword. But by the same token, I can see a grandfather have a fit at meeting me, and the grandkid is going, Grandpa, why are you doing that to that man? Why are you asking for an autograph from the, so it's kind of fun. You roll with it, Robert.
Yes.
You just roll with it.
Well, I go ahead, Fred. I love it.
Add one kind of story to, and these guys have heard this 100 times, so they'll probably turn off while I'm telling you, but it also applied to my political career, because when I was first running for Congress, I was in a little town in northern Iowa running and making my pitch as a candidate. And I was in a high school gymnasium, and the place was full, and so I said my pitch, and some guy in a seed cap got up and said, well, what makes you think a Hollywood actor is the kind of person that we want representing us from Iowa? And before I could say anything, another guy who I never knew jumped up and said, well, I don't know what your problem is. They got 435 actors in Congress. They're all amateurs. Let's send a professional for a change.
Fred, what's funny about that is I dropped out of Juilliard and went to college after wanting to be an actor. And I went to college and I was a poli-sci major. And someone said to me, well, if you can't be in show business, politics is the next best thing. And that's touche to the point that you were trying to make, for sure.
Oh, no. I mean, the only difference between Washington and Hollywood is, Washington has higher ceilings. I mean, that's I mean, come on.
That's true. So, Jill, what do you think when you're going to see people at the stage door of the show? People come to you, they meet you out on the street, and your thoughts about this journey, and what can you say for all the people who have supported and still watch the reruns and buy the DVDs and go to the different events that you guys have? What do you say for the people that are going to buy a ticket to see you all?
Well, what I will say is to touch on the point that you first asked Ted about, and then Fred commented as well. When we do these reunions, it is so lovely to see the people. I mean, they truly, you're not wrong, Robert. They are truly moved by our silly little show that we did. And they all have this through line of saying, this was a show that I could watch with my parents or with my grandparents. And it was an hour that we spent together, and we all enjoyed it equally for different reasons. And that, especially today with social media and everybody's on their iPhone, and our attention span is down to 3 minutes with TikTok and the like, it's really humbling and lovely to be able to be a part of people's lives in a way that really represents family to them. And that's really a blessing that we all share. And we are the last generation of people that understand what it is to live in a world without social media and computers.
Yes.
So,
and when was the last time you saw a show on television, Robert, that made you feel good?
They don't make them like they used to.
You can't do it. That's, I think, to some degree, the undercurrent of appeal for this show that has sustained it for close to 50 years.
right. Yeah. Well, Ted Lasso, but that's the only one I can think of.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you start an episode of Love Boat, you can't walk away. You have to see the ending. You're sticking to the end. And that's the magic of what we did.
And just to connect Jill's argument about Ted Lasso, you know who's doing commercials for Love Boat now?
Yeah, I know.
Him. All right, okay.
So it all comes back, it all comes. My husband has never even been on a cruise, so the only way I'm going to get him on it is if you all come with me. I think that's what I'm going to have to do.
Okay, well, it better be a princess cruise.
And it better be in November.
Yeah. Well, if you're going to go on a cruise, Princess Cruise is the way to go, because that is the cruise.
Come in November, Robert.
All right,
we're doing a reunion cruise.
And we're all going to have a big old celebration. New York City, Get your tickets. Come, go see the show. The show is called Lady Patriot, September 6th to the 20th at Theater Row. Tickets are available right now, theaterrow.org. Not a bad seat in the house. They'll be right there in front of you. And then November, all the information about the Love Boat Cruise will be below us to bio in the link, so you can click on that, see the amazing reunion that's going to happen. And we'll be looking for if your podcast is going to be anything like this, sign me up, because you all are a good time. You are.
This is what we're doing, Bart. I mean,
Yes.
We're all going to leave with emphysema.
Emphysema. And now I'm going to let
That's
you
my
go.
drag name, by the way.
I
Robert.
love that. It's a good drag name.
Emphysema. Yes.
Welcome to the stage, Emphysema. Here she. Come on now. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you.
Her voice
It's an
is
honor.
smoky.
It is an honor for us to have you all here, and I'll let you all go, and then I'll sing the song. That's
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you. Congrats, Ted. Break legs. Jill. Break legs. Fred. Break legs. Have the most amazing run. Can't wait to see you all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
okay.
Emphysema with the mic and everything. This has become my signature, and they got a kick out of it, and I got a kick out of you. And I thank you all for being here. We're messy. We are messy, and I love it. Christine says, thanks, Robert, for this enjoyable chat with Ted, Jill, and Fred. They are wonderful humans, so fun and true artists. Love this show. Marie says, great show. She also says she loved the Jeffersons, which is the Jeffersons. Moving on up to the east side. Unless you're in Detroit, then we live on the west side, which is controversial if you live on the east side, but we are west side Detroit people. And I have fun. I had a good time. I'm happy you had a good time. I'm hungry. And I'm going to go eat something now and get ready to have us here next week for a complete different show with Adina Howard. So we have the Love Boat. We have Adina Howard. We have Donald Lawrence coming on. We have Dylan Mulvaney coming on. We may pull, who knows? Every day I wake up amazed and excited about the emails I'm going to get to see who's next on the Roundtable. Tomorrow on Broadway World, Operation Mincemeat. Who's on the shows next week? I don't know. We got a lot of fun stuff going on the shows. Let's see. On the regular shows next week, we have, I don't know. Oh, the lead of Mamma Mia, Clint Holmes, this amazing cabaret singer, will be here. We are talking about a movie called Griffin in Summer. We are going to have a show. There's a show in New York called House of McQueen. The guy who wrote the new biography about Lin-Manuel Miranda, plus Doo-Wop Project, if you're into Doo-Wop Project, and Clint Holmes in the cabaret world. So cabaret, Broadway, hip hop, R&B, TV, everything. We're ready. Oh, my mom says it's fun. And Mama Lewis is just going to get Joyce on the pole to get money for a cruise. Listen, Joyce, I'll get on the pole with you and we'll get some money. I take quarters, pennies, nickels, and dimes. Whatever. Don't throw a nickel. I'm going to go. I'm going to get in trouble. I love you all for being here. The best is yet to come. There's more good than there is bad. There's more joy than there is sadness. And there's more love than there is hate. You just got to find out in the world. God bless you. Thank you so much for being here. Be the light to somebody. Tell somebody you love them. And life is so short. So let's have fun, right? And enjoy every single second together. You make me so happy to be able to spend time with you. I send you nothing but love and light to you. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing week. And Labor Day, happy Labor Day to everybody out here in the work world and hustling. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. God bless you. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye, everybody. Hold on. Wait. Goodbye, everybody. Did it work? Does it sound like a gong? Did that work? Did it sound like a heart? What else we got? Wait till I play with this next week. I went too long. Bye, everybody. Wasn't this great? Thank you. Till next time. I can't even find the button. How do I get out of here?